Hello and welcome to Ageless Rock channel where Guatemala can be seen from a megalithic perspective. This is a continuation of my previous videos on Tikal pyramids on Temple 1, 2 and 3. My megalithic lens tells me that there is something wrong with the picture, especially when a serpent with two heads is slithering around the bushes. Somewhere in the pristine Guatemala biosphere, which has been untouched by civilization for over 1,000 years, there was a highly advanced society coexisting with nature in a manner that we have yet to explain how it started and ended. The population of over 8,000 species of animals has been determined by nature, and there is no serpent with two heads to be found. In my previous videos on Tikal, I have covered Temple 1 and 2 facing each other and Temple 3. These fantastic four pyramids stood before our eyes have been around for over 1,000 years. How the Mayas built this and why they abandoned it remains a mystery for you to solve. However, if we can find out why there is an astronomical alignment between Temple 4 and Temple 1, we might be able to know why they are there in the first place. On February 12th and October 30th, you can see from Temple 4 the sun rises above Temple 1. There are 260 days between these two dates. This is also the total number of days in the Zolkin calendar which the Maya used. From Temple 4, you can also imagine that there was once a great war within the stars, and a rebel base known as Masasi Outpost on the fourth moon of Yavin. They believe in the Force that will always be with you. The UFO spaceship known as Millennium Falcon landed here to give mankind a new hope. If it sounds familiar, it is merely a coincidence. Moving on to the next pyramid is Pyramid 4, which is also called Temple of Two-Headed Serpent because of a lintel depicting a serpent with two heads. It is also the most massive monument with approximately 191,000 cubic meters of stones. As if all these stoneworks were not hard enough, they even finish it off with three giant stone faces. Pyramid 4 was in total chaos when first viewed by Europeans. The 9 levels were barely obvious and were badly damaged on all sides. Standing at the base can only give you an idea of a structure on top of another structure. The magnificence of the pyramid can only be imagined because of its extensive ruin. There seems to be two versions for the dimensions of this pyramid. I think it is because of preliminary works during early excavations versus the newer and better restored version. According to the later version by Tirso Morales, the shrine sits on top of a platform 1.9 meters high. The shrine is 31.9 meters wide by 12.1 meters deep and 8.9 meters high. The roof comb stands at an astounding 12.39 meters high. The doorway is 3.1 meters wide and 3.17 meters high. What an amazing construction at this point where every day when you go to work, your view is nothing but miles of jungle canopy. At the end of the day, the Mayas would gladly go back to their wooden hut to have a good sleep and can't wait to stack more limestones the next day. This pyramid has a wooden lintel to mark King Yikin Chan Ka'awil's victory of El Peru in 743 AD. He is seen under the arch of a celestial serpent. I will use Tobert Mahler's description for the chambers. Upon entering the doorway, the first chamber is 6.05 meters wide by 1.24 meters deep but is very high, reaching 6.78 meters high. The second chamber is 4.64 meters wide by 0.74 meters deep. The third chamber is 4.38 meters wide by 0.7 meters deep. From the measurements here, you can tell these are not chambers for burials or idol worships simply because they are too narrow to be made purposely for something useful to human. The walls in black are ridiculously thick. This structure on top we now call shrine is mindlessly useless for worship. Mahler has a different description of the height, and it is good to know both so that you are aware of it. If measured including the 2.5 meter base to the truncated top, it is 45 meters tall. The shrine sits on top of its own platform is 24.7 meters tall, including the restored roof comb. So that means this pyramid is 69.7 meters tall. Based on the diagram, you can see that this enormous work of stone stacking wonder has no real purpose that human can use. I am inclined to believe that the Mayas did not build this because if they do, they would have told us what it was for when the Europeans arrived. The height of this pyramid differs from the official signboard on site, which is the same as the one given by Morales. It states only 64.6 meters high, which I think it is excluding the missing top. Mahler and Morales also stated different number of steps. Mahler stated 9 levels for his Temple 4, while Morales stated 7. I conclude for now, Morales has a better view of this site after 1 century of slow and careful excavation and is therefore the correct version. Morales' diagram has an incredibly huge base for this already very large pyramid. The base is measured to be 144 meters wide by 108 meters deep. The pyramid itself is 88 meters wide by 65 meters deep and is divided into 7 levels. The top of the pyramid is 38.5 meters wide by 19.6 meters deep. In conclusion, this entire megastructure is made up of a huge base, a truncated pyramid, a shrine with 3 wide but narrow chambers, and a hollowed roof comb. To say that all this was constructed without any obvious reason we can think of is impossible. My conviction that it was done by the unknown ancient builders is actually the mysterious rectangular holes that appears randomly, and their shapes and sizes are just as random. These square-looking rectangular holes are all over the ancient Angkorian city of Khmer Empire. There are thousands of them if you care to count them. In my opinion, it is like a form of vandalism because without them, it would have been a flawless masterpiece. If we look beyond the mainstream version, the biggest clue as to who built this is actually a small tool mark hidden in plain sight. This old photo shows excavation was underway and trees were cut to reveal the magnificence of ancient pyramids. They are huge and were well covered by nature. Pyramids 2, 3, and 4 were exposed after being buried for over 1,000 years. Despite its shrine breaking through the jungle canopy and a massive pile of stonework, there isn't any evidence that it was meant to be a tomb. All it takes was a hole or a room that makes the entire structure feels like a tomb. It is said that a tomb was discovered and it is believed to be for Tikin Chan Kawil, who was the son of King Jasor. But do bear in mind that we have yet to find a dead body anywhere nearby. It is currently believed that Mayas hid the body under the temple. The sheer amount of labor needed to clear the vegetation proves how hard it is for the entire project to even begin. What a great achievement by hands for people with stone tools who lived around 1,300 years ago. Modern Mayas abandoned it as soon as Europeans did so. This site did not receive much attention for 4 decades after Europeans first cleared the land for a clearer picture. Lush green jungles slowly but surely were allowed to take over the landscape again. It just goes to prove that the inhabitants here had a hard time maintaining the area, and seeing them build one from scratch is going to hurt my brain. Well, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this short presentation on Pyramid Temple 4, where the serpent with two heads remains a mystery. See you in the next video and have a wonderful day. This is Berniong signing out. Yaan kilik u la'a kiin.